Good morning, everybody. My name is Justin Konikow, and I am not for sale. I am a real estate agent, but you cannot buy access to me. I show up on this channel to show you how we've created Prime Real Estate, which is one of the most globally recognized brands when it comes to real estate, which is insane to me because we're located in Southwestern Ontario, London, Ontario being the hub of our market. We cover Lake Erie to Lake Huron, Woodstock to Sarnia. And it's absolutely fascinating that we got named as one of the global ambassadors for Serhant, which has offices all over North America, and they have 15,000 plus people globally. But why did they choose us? It was an earned relationship. It was by working very, very closely with them for a period of time to showcase our market intelligence, the fact that we have some of the best relationships and networks on the planet, and the fact that we're the most trusted name in our market. And it's our goal to be the most trusted name in real estate and on the globe. So when I'm giving you advice, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just being honest with you because I want you to find the best version of yourself. The other platform that I manage is the one that you are on right now. So Prime Real Estate is our main channel where we pull in tons of people that are looking to relocate all over the globe. So if you're looking for an agent anywhere, you're going to want to go on that channel and connect with our team. We'll connect you with Ryan himself if you'd like, or other agents anywhere on the planet. This channel is how the nuts and bolts actually work. So we pull back the curtain if you want to build a business, because everybody loves real estate and it's really easy to understand. We talk about how we branded ourselves, how we market ourselves, how we do our sales, and how we convert relationships. We also talk about productivity. We talk about how do we manage 500 emails a day? How do we manage a calendar? How do we manage a team in so many different territories? And one of the most unique things about Prime, we're one of the only brokerages on the planet that does residential, commercial, and investments. Quite often, a brokerage will only do one. Think of us like your Navy SEAL team. So you want to enter the real estate market? Well, we have our demolitions experts. We have our medics. We have our snipers. We have our tech people, which are our commercial division, our residential division, our investment division. Underneath us, we actually have commanders in all those divisions and unbelievable talent. And that's the biggest thing about Prime and what we've built is we're not a brokerage. We're like the unbrokerage brokerage because we don't recruit. We actually have a waiting list of about 40 people right now that want to join us. We don't go out and just sell the real estate dream like a lot of the other brokerages do because they're trying to recruit more agents. We are dead focused on being the most trusted name in real estate. And that comes with a couple simple things that I'm going to show you right now on how to structure your calendar and your bank account so you can grow your business to where you want to grow. I do want to jump right into the comments because today we are talking about getting to inbox zero and getting control of your inbox mainly and your bank account. I'm going to show you how to systemize it and reduce stress just like I do on a daily basis. And I drank a lot of coffee. So make sure you hit that subscribe and like button so you do not miss any future episodes. And you can come back to this. Also, feel free to share this with somebody that you think would appreciate it. I love building the community and seeing people like Olivier Maurice. Good morning, my man. So nice to see you. I heard Sheila Santini speaking in Clubhouse. You have over 100K. I'm not concerned. I am not concerned, Sheila. I'm going to give you the format and a couple tips to actually help you with that. And from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Derek Bixler, he's actually a wizard at Google My Business. Loves exploring the outdoor and has taught me a lot. I actually reached out to him on Instagram and he gave me some great tips for our Google My Business. So I'll probably have him on the show one day to actually talk about it. And he has inbox zero, baby. That's amazing. Edward from Rhode Island. I see Bella. I see Kate Volman. I see Malcolm O'Brien. I see Kim Farr. Oh, you're all amazing. Absolutely love seeing you here. I'm also going to give you an opportunity to actually connect with me directly. I said I am not for sale, but what I'm going to start doing in April is I'm going to do a monthly draw, and I'm going to give 2 people the opportunity to jump on a one-on-one call with me. We can do anything you want. We can talk about productivity, which I'm very focused on. We can talk about branding, sales, and marketing, which we do on a daily basis, or we can talk about media, how to build your YouTube channel, social media, content creation. 2 things I'm probably best known for would be real estate and media. And this is not something you can pay me for. I know what my hourly rate would be because I used to do it. Now I don't. So if you want access to me, the best way to do that for the draw, and Kim Walsh Phillips gave me this idea, is jump into the links. And I'm going to drop a link in the chat for my podcast. Go leave a rating and review on Apple. And if you can't go on Apple, then you can go to my resources page and sign up for my newsletter. And I will draw from both of those lists once a month 2 names one from Apple and then one from my newsletter. And I will send you a link for a Zoom call with me and we can go over whatever you want. But let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is systemizing your inbox. So I think everybody can deal with this where you're going through the daytime and it's just email, 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 and you're constantly refreshing it. And all of a sudden it's getting overwhelming because you're in the middle of doing something and an email just came in and you feel like you got to put that fire out right now, or you don't, but you still feel like you do. And it's just a distraction. It's an interruption in the pattern. So when you keep it really simple, I can go super deep on this, which we can do on your one-on-one if you want, but let's keep it really simple for today. You're going to take your calendar, right? And you're going to create a couple reoccurring time blocks. What I'm going to try and do super quick for you guys here is turn off all my calendars so you don't have a heart attack. And then I'm going to show you how I would actually just make one on the fly. So I do this quite often on lives where I share my screen and I go far too deep. If I share my personal calendar, probably not the best idea, but I'm going to share my entire screen. So make sure you are on the YouTube stream. If you're listening on Clubhouse Live, just scroll to the top. If you actually want to see this, I'll turn off my calendars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my week view. So it's completely blank. If I turned on my different calendars, again, it would be a lot for you. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to Monday and you're going to go to 7:30. Oh, that's my actual calendar. Let me just turn that off. So what you're going to do is you're going to go new event and it's going to my work calendar automatically. So it defaults to my work calendar. So let me just switch this first and then I'll turn it off. And I'm going to show you one super simple. So I stopped sharing my calendar live on YouTube because maybe not the best idea. And I'll probably trim that out of the live episode and then re-edit this and upload the full video for you. But I'm actually going to create an event. I'm going to call it email. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to make it a 30-minute time block. So I'm going to go 7 to 7:30. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it real simple. Copy and paste that. I'm going to go down to 4:30. Because by 4:30, I should really be thinking about disconnecting from my day so I can reconnect with my family. Then I'm going to do a copy and paste it one more time. I'm going to go to noon. I'm going to shut that one down to 15 minutes. These 3 time blocks are going to be the only time you touch your email. Let me say it again. These 3 time blocks are going to be the only time you touch your email. Meaning 7:30 to 8 o'clock, you don't have a million tabs open. You can have Clubhouse open. You can be listening in the background, but you are focused on getting to inbox 0. You are taking your 10,000 emails or 100,000 emails, and you are just going through them one by one. And here's the rule. If you can deal with it in a minute, you do. If you can unsubscribe to something you're never going to read, you do. If it's something that you want to read later or categorize, then what you're going to do is save that into a folder called read later or categorize. If it is an action item or something that you need to do in your business or your personal life, you are going to put that in your external brain. I do not care what your external brain is. It could be a paper notepad. It could be notes on iPhone. It could be an app like Trello or Asana or Monday.com. And if you're new to that stuff, keep that simple as well. You're going to have 4 lists in your external brain. Urgent, meaning it has to probably get done within the next 12 hours. Today, which is things you would like to get done today, but are not uber critical. This week, and then someday. And then as you're cycling through your external brain and mind sweeping it on a regular basis, you'll find a lot of tasks that aren't urgent kind of falling off the wayside. But the key here is your inbox is not your checklist. Too many people get caught up treating their inbox as if they're like, oh, I'll just get to that. I'll just leave it unread. I'll just get to that. I'll just leave it unread. And then 100,000 emails later, you're like, man, I totally forgot to take care of those things. I lost that client because I didn't have a system. Well, you do have a system. Your system is just not having a system. So do this. This is very, very simple. And it actually makes you feel not overwhelmed because you know when you're going to get to your email. Now, a big asterisk, I know people are going to say in the comments or, respond to this video and say, well, I have a deal on the go. I have to respond. A lot of that is just setting up expectations. So like when I talk to my clients and my team, I tell them, and I have it in my email signature, that I check my email at various times through the day. But if it is urgent or it is deal related, contact me on my cell phone. You have my cell phone number, text me or call me. If people don't have your cell phone number, you have the opportunity of having your team manage your inbox for you. Or if you do know that it's deal critical, I know I have an expiring condition at 9 p.m. I'll probably check my email a couple of times throughout the day. Point of having a system isn't to feel bad if you're not doing it 100% of the time. The point of having a system is so that if you do it 60 to 70% of the time, you are better than 95% of the planet. I would argue I have an average skill set level. I have an above average consistency at learning things that I know will take me to the next level, and above average consistency at showing up and doing the things, which is the main reason for our success is its consistency over time. I think a lot of people get really excited about trying something new. They do it for a week and they give up because they're like, well, that doesn't work. Commit to this for 6 months. And I promise you, you will be able to get to inbox zero if you do it consistently. Next tip I'm going to give you now is take the same thing and then replicate all three of these. So just copy and paste them, but you're only going to do it till Thursday. And here's the other super hack. So if I did, I would repeat all of them. So you have basically 30 minutes in the morning, 50 minutes at lunch, 30 minutes at night. The reason why I say you're going to want to only do it till Thursday is no repeating tasks on Friday. One of the best tips I've ever got from my mentor was you want to time block your work week. So in the morning, 7 to noon, you are working on your business. My clients pay me to prospect. They literally pay me so that I can follow back and create activity on listings that maybe don't have any activity and we have lots of competition on. Like this morning, it's Friday, but yesterday morning, call it from 9:30 till 10:30, all I was doing was pulling similarly priced listings to two listings we have right now. And we were outreaching to those people and saying, hey, are you still in the market? Hey, these two properties, one of them just did a price reduction. The other one, they found a house. They actually really want to move. And if you could do a quick closing, they may be incentivized. Like, is that something you're interested in? I get paid to do that. If I had repeating tasks that were blocking me off, or I was taking appointments in the morning, I wouldn't be able to consistently do my job to the level that I actually do it. And I see this problem with new agents all the time where they come in and they let their clients run their schedule and they're running around left, right, and center doing deals or like actual active businesses in the morning, which I understand is fantastic. Dollar productive tasks are very important, but a lot of times you'll see them doing things that aren't necessarily dollar productive. They're busy tasks in the morning, and it prevents them from doing the one simple thing you need to do in real estate, which is prospect in order to generate an above average level of business. So here's why I left Friday off though. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to want the ability to potentially take a 3-day weekend with your family or the people that you love. And if you have repeating tasks on Friday and this is completely loaded with things that you need to do, all of a sudden, when you go to try and book that 3-day weekend, you have to compartmentalize and move over everything. So the pattern that I'm going to give you is actually easier than you could possibly think. All I'm telling you to do is check your inbox 3 times a day, Monday to Thursday, 4 days a week, not even 7. Cool thing is, as you develop these habits, when 7:30 rolls around, you're not even going to really need to look at your calendar. You're going to know that that's just what you do 7:30 to 8 o'clock. And 3 out of 4 weeks of the month, you're going to realize that, well, I'm not actually going anywhere. So I'm just going to do that thing again that I'm used to doing at that time blocks because, hey, I got Friday and I'm going to get to inbox zero and maybe Saturday too, right? I work probably 70% of Fridays and Saturdays. Sundays, I typically let the equipment rest. Now, there are times where I break that pattern and that rule, but it has to be around very strict parameters that I made for myself. My clients know I will show up earlier. I will work harder than anybody else. I am 100% confident that I am one of the best real estate agents on the planet. Put me up against Ryan himself, Andy Z, Glenda Baker, anybody else, and we will have fun showcasing our skill set. But it's because of that consistency. But I can tell you the one thing that I failed at probably early on in my career was letting my work overwhelm my life, letting my inbox overwhelm my life, losing control of those things. So here's how I actually figured out how to structure my calendar and start putting these things in place. Because I think people see this and they're like, oh my gosh, Justin, my brain doesn't work like that. I can't believe you structure your calendar the way that you do. When in reality, I probably need it more than you do because I am very much the bright, shiny object guy. I will try 1,000 different things to see what works, implement them at rapid speed, and I will spend all the money. But I have an amazing wife who owns the businesses with me. She's the CEO brain of Prime and runs an incredibly well-margined business, very healthy, and we're not debt loaded at all. We have the ability to grow and execute at a faster speed than some of the biggest brands on the planet. So combined, I was able to say, okay, well, if she's going to focus on that, and I want to focus on becoming the most trusted name in real estate, both from a brand perspective and a personal perspective, what do I need to accomplish these things? And my mentor told me, well, there's 5 things you need to pay attention to: faith, fitness, family, fun, finances. So your work is the last one. Why? Because if my heart's not right with God, then I'm not going to be in a good position to take care of myself and my fitness. And if I'm not in good fitness and I can't take care of my family, I'm not going to be able to take care of my family. If I'm not right with my wife and my daughter and I don't have a good relationship with them, I'm pouring into that cup, then I'm going to be miserable when I go try and do things that I love to do, which is maybe fly fishing. I'm on the river thinking about my wife and daughter who are angry at me because I'm fly fishing. So you got to take care of the family first. Then you got to stack in the things that you love so you don't resent the work for stopping you from doing the things that you love. People look at my calendar, they look at my schedule, they look at my social media, they're like, Justin, like, you do so much. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm actually the least busy guy you've ever met. I'm more accessible than most agents. If you try and call or text me, I'll always get back to you very quickly and set a time to speak. I do have parameters around what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. So I'm very present in my tasks. So if you just call me on a whim, you may not get me because I'm totally devoted to the client that I'm working with, but you're going to get a response from me, and we're going to set a time to talk ASAP. The fun piece, though, is something that I love: photography. I love fly fishing. I love fitness. I love paddleboarding. I love travel. Like, there's a lot of things that I like to do. I'm going to give you that recipe of how I take those things and build out the calendar in a second. Last thing, the finances. So if I put my faith, fitness, family fun first in my calendar, right? And I think about, what do I want to do in a month? What do I want to do in a week? What do I want to do in a day and a year? All of those things have different, like, maybe I want to go to one big conference. Life Surge is a big Christian conference coming to Toronto. Maybe I want to go to that. That's my big yearly thing. On a monthly basis, maybe I want to take a little bit of a fast or, quiet time to myself with God. Maybe once a week, I want to make sure I do church and a Bible study, and daily, maybe I want to do prayer, right? So now I can compartmentalize that, and I can build out a blue calendar for faith in my calendar. Turn that off. I can turn a green calendar on, family. And I can say, I want to spend at least once a month, a 3-day weekend with my family. And I can put that in my calendar. I can say every day I want to connect with them, or at least try to have dinner with them, and make sure that I'm trying to do that 5 to 7 days a week. I want to make sure I'm connect with them. I want to make sure I'm kind. I can build out a green calendar for that. Fitness. Maybe I turn on a purple calendar, and I'm like, I want to move every single day in the morning. I want to do some active recovery on Wednesdays, which, I can layer in some fun and say, I'm going to go hiking and fly fishing. And that's kind of part of my fitness. I can build out that piece of the calendar. Once a month, I can look at doing one major challenge to test my fitness. Great. Fantastic. It's in the calendar. Fun. Same thing. I would love to go fly fishing 5 days a week. I know I want to do it at least once a week. I know I want to shoot my bow once a week. I know I typically want to go for a bike ride. So now my calendar is starting to kind of showcase itself and say, well, where are those pockets that you can do that where it's not in conflict with your family? Or if your daughter likes fishing or your wife likes hiking, how can I layer in my family and my fun and my faith and my fitness and my finances? And oh my gosh, all of a sudden, everybody's chasing work-life balance. You can't chase it. You have to create it. So it's literally creating a life by design. And here's the last piece, the most important piece. No, sorry, the least important piece, but why you're probably watching this video, is the finance piece of how do I get control of my bank account, and how do I get control of my work, and how do I grow my business? It's by doing those first 4 things first, and making sure that your life is mapped out, and then realizing the urgency of what you need to do for your business. So my exact calendar is 7 to 7:30, Monday to Thursdays. I do a mind sweep and a time block. I dump everything in my head on paper. I organize it in my external brain, and it goes on my calendar, either for today, for next week, or for someday. Then 7:30 to 8 o'clock, I clear my comms. I open my inbox, look at everything that's going on, and I either deal with it, categorize it, or delegate it. That's it. Then I jump into my actual workday, which is already structured. I gave you the recipe. I prospect. I actually jump into a team meeting first. Then I prospect. There's a super hack I never told you about. 11:30 to 12 minimum, sometimes 11 to 12. I work on my business. I take one system and I look at the checklist. Start a Google Doc today, call it your operations manual, and I would say listing protocol. What is every single thing that happens during a listing? What am I responsible for? What can I delegate? And if you don't have a team, you're responsible for it until you generate enough money to delegate it, and then work on one piece of your business every single day. Then by the time my actual day starts, I've already gotten 2 full days work done, and I'm into my appointments. Another great tip I got from one of my mentors is absolutely nothing is in your control after 10 a.m., which is the whole point of why I did this segment. is a lot of people start their day, they look at their phones, they look at their socials, they compare their life to the people that they think they want to be, even though those people are just as miserable as they are and probably don't have control over their life or calendars. They're working jobs they hate to buy stuff they don't like, to impress people they don't like, as Dave Meltzer likes to say. And I think that's where we really start feeling bad about ourselves and not feeling like we can achieve unbridled success, when in the reality of it is you can. I have been around people that a lot of other people aspire to be. It's fascinating. They're regular people, regular people. Like, I'm telling you, some of the most humble people on the planet, some of the most influential people on the planet, maybe don't even have the biggest followings, but I can tell you they have a clear identity of who they are and what they want to accomplish. And they have some type of system to get there. It doesn't have to be as concise as this, but this is a pattern that helped somebody that struggled probably more than any of you to get control of their life. And I'm far from perfect. This is something I am working on every single day, and it's a moving ball. But what gets measured gets improved. And I can promise you, I have simple things like not binge eating after 8 o'clock at night and being kind to people around me and making sure that I keep my emotions in check. And sometimes I'm not 7 out of 7. Sometimes I'm 4 out of 7. Sometimes I'm 0 out of 7. Sometimes I am 7 out of 7. But as I see these things materialize, then I can constantly refine them and see what I want to add and what I want to remove. But unless you're looking honestly at your calendar and your bank account, you can't honestly say that you're tracking to your ambitions, because you only really have two things. You have your ambitions and you have your actions. Your calendar and your bank account will tell you where you're investing your time and your resources. And if your actions don't match to your ambitions, that does not define you. That's okay. You can change your ambitions or you can change your actions. You only have two choices. Bonus tip for you: once a month, add a reoccurring reminder. I can't do it right now because I'm live on Clubhouse. Grab your iPhone or your Android and turn on your voice assistant. Add reoccurring reminder every 30 days to check my bank account. You're going to look at all of your reoccurring fees that you have, and you're either going to go plus or minus. If it's minus, you don't need it, get rid of it. You'd be shocked how many little apps will constantly keep you in: gym memberships to things you don't go anymore. And that money you can actually start reinvesting in your business, in learning, in courses, in ads, and so many different things. A lot of people feel good about signing up for a million different things online because it does feel good, because you feel like you're accomplishing something. But so many people don't actually execute or look, does that thing actually map to my ambitions? So get your faith right, get your fitness right, get your family right, your fun and your finances, and you're going to know where you're going to want to spend your money and your time. As I mentioned earlier in this episode, I'm going to start doing something that maybe I'm going to regret, but I definitely don't think I will, because I love inspiring other people. Is once a month, I'm going to pull two names, one from our Prime People podcast on Apple reviews, and I'm going to give you a one-on-one session with me. If you want to learn about productivity, you want to learn about branding, marketing, and sales, or media, I am going to pour into you. So if you click the links, go to our YouTube channel, click the links on the podcast or the link for my personal newsletter. Sorry, it's the newsletter and the podcast. That's where I'm going to pull the names from. That makes it the easiest. I'm going to really give you that one-on-one time. As I mentioned, my name is Justin Konikow. I am not for sale, but I will be there for you if you are a net positive to your community and your culture and the people around you. I was probably one of the most broken human beings on the planet. God gave me the ability to be the best version of myself, and I want to inspire you to do the same. So if you feel like you want to take your life to the next level, make sure that you stick around this channel, hit that sub button. I saw a question from Dream Plan Start Go, which I'm going to answer before I get off this live stream. What if you time block, but you have networking lunch that is scheduled that overlaps one of your time blocks? So my answer to this is that's okay, right? I said earlier on, you're not always going to stick to your time blocks. You're going to have times where you will look at something that is net positive to your overall goals, and it's going to slide into that. Like, you can play Tetris with your calendar and delete things, but what I really want you to do is focus on the main things for, say, your business. If you got a prospect, if you have to have a regular team meeting, whatever those things are, if you're constantly deleting that meeting and looking for excuses to not do the thing, that's what you're looking for. Glenn Lundy talked about this yesterday on Breakfast with Champions, and I talked about it. Actually, I just did a Prime People podcast with Chelsea Pites. That drops today. She's a monster on social media. And we joked about how, like, you're driving to the gym and you're like, oh, I forgot my headphones. I'm not going to work out today. I've done that. I have done that. I remember when I was an insecure little kid, probably 17 to 18 years old, going to Monster Gym in Montreal, I was like trying to look good and get big, right? And I'm pretty sure I damaged my body lifting that way. But so many times I'm like, I don't have my headphones, and the headphones, I was actually really insecure when I used to work out. So the headphones were like my protection. I'd put on music, I'd feel super tough, and it's completely. I laugh at myself now because after doing martial arts for decades and being out of that world, the version of myself who I am now is much more secure in who I am than I was back then. Completely going down a wormhole, but I would say dream, plan, start, grow. You can do that, and you can put your networking lunch in your calendar as a repeating task, and then modify your time blocks around that. So hopefully you guys got some value from that. If you do jump into my YouTube anytime with comments or questions, I answer those all myself. You can also connect with me on IG, but I got to go back to Clubhouse because I got to hand over the segment. So I'll see you next Friday at 7 a.m.